Hi there, this is Mrs. Swanson here, and I just wanted to give you a different way of thinking about when to swing and subtract and when to add. So I created a little visual here. It's a little rogue, and my mind's goes in a little different areas, so bear with me here. So you may have heard, I know if you are in class with me, you've heard me go swing, smaller, subtract, swing, smaller, subtract. What I'm going to show you on the overhead here is a trick to helping yourself out with fractions and with decimals. So when you have a problem, I first want you to highlight the whole number of each one, and I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. Determine whose absolute value, and that's a typo right there, so I'll fix it, whose absolute value or distance is smaller. You're going to underline the smaller, and then you're going to circle the larger. Then you swing, smaller, subtract. So when you have numbers on both the positive and negative, that's when you swing, smaller, subtract. Then I got to thinking about it. I needed something crafty for same side add, so SZA came to mind. So SZA, if we kind of turn the Z around, we got another, her Z turns into an S, so it's same side add. Because she's always adding up to something with her music, and a lot of people are on her side. So if you have the same sides, same signs and the same side, you're going to add them up. Now, let me take you through some examples so that I can take my little visual here for you and make sense of it. So, you've seen this beforehand with your homework, and I'm just going to review this. If you look at the first one here, notice how I highlighted the two numbers here. These are the whole numbers here. And I see that 78 is a larger digit. It's also larger in value because it's positive. But this has a larger absolute value, which is why I'm circling it, and this is going to swing. Now, the reason that I want to do this is because some of you guys were using this T-chart thing to swing it back and forth, and lining up was hard. So this would be a swing, smaller, subtract, and this dude is going to go over there. In here, we see a negative and a negative. So actually, this is a SZA, or same side add, because they're both negative. This is still the larger absolute value. In here, I have a negative 41.3. I highlighted the whole number of the negative 41. And then I also highlighted the 20. And I'm circling the negative 41 because it has a larger absolute value. This is a smaller one, and this guy's going to swing over, so this is a swing, smaller, subtract. Moving on to 4, we have a positive 46 and a negative 39.5. Notice how I only highlighted the whole number, so I knew exactly what I'm dealing with and just tried to make it easy on myself. 46 has a larger absolute value, and this guy, we have two different symbols, so this is going to be a swing, smaller, subtract. Now, I've had these set up for you. Let me show you the next step in this. So on number 5, let me move my camera for you just a tad. This is a whole number. I have a negative 72 and a positive 67. I already know that this is my larger absolute value, and this is going to swing over. So swing, smaller, subtract. Now, how to set yourself up over here is, you know this is going to be the first number, so I'm going to put a 72, and honestly I'm going to have to add a decimal there for placeholders, and then the 67 has to go directly under that whole number with a 0.01, and I know I can subtract. Okay, let's go to the next one. I'm not actually doing the math. I kind of don't, I'm not worried about the math part of it. I'm just more concerned about the setting up. So let's go on to this one. We have negative 65 and we have negative 56. So I do know that this is a bigger absolute value, but they're both negative, and this is a SZA. So that means we're going to add up. Again, if I set it up on the T-chart, I would have my 65, that's a whole number. You're going to have to add the decimal in at least one spot because of the 8 there. And then 56.8. And this time I'm adding it, but my answer is going to be negative because they're both negative in this case. Okay, 2 more to go through. I have a whole number 58 and a negative 45 here. So this is my larger absolute value. I have 1 of each, so there's definitely some swinging here. And this guy is going to swing under here, which means I'm going to have my 58 on top, and then my 45 over here, 0.183. I didn't give myself enough room, but over here I could add my zeros. And you need to do that because many of you are going to forget to borrow and put a 3 and an 8 down there. So it's important. And your last example here before you answer some problems is the 79 and the 10. Those are my whole numbers. And this is the bigger absolute value, but they're both positive. So this is a SZA add. And again, we would line them up. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to ask you some questions about the next 4. You don't need this paper in front of you, but we are going to check to see that you're understanding the concept just to get some feedback from you. So I hope this was a little bit helpful to you. We like to do some sing-songy things and find any ways to help you out. And so we thought we would try this approach for you. Thanks.